Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. How are you today? I am so excited to get to connect with you. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here. I announced in my private Facebook group last week that I would no longer be doing videos every single day like I had been doing because there's some other things, some other really exciting things projects that I'm working on that are soon to be announced. And I just really needed to take a step back from doing as many videos. But today I'm back on here and I'm so excited to get to connect with you. And I want to know where you're watching from. I want to know if you're watching this video on replay. Let me know in the comments. And today we're going to talk about the struggle that a lot of moms have, that I think every mom has had at some point in her life, lots of times probably, and that you may be stuck here, is not getting anything done. Okay. And, this is really common. If this is you, please give yourself grace because this is so common. And this is something that, like I said, it's a universal struggle, but I want to go a little bit deeper into this struggle. I'm not talking about just having a hard day or a day where you don't have anything done, or a season of your life where you've got something crazy going on and that's why it's just throwing you off. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I went through for several years as a young mom when I first started my family. Was a season of years of survival mode, a season of years of not getting anything done, and how crushing that was for me. And, I had my kids back to back. I had a lot of small kids at the same time. And so that was part of it. But then that wasn't really all of it. I thought I was just trying to hold my head up above water. I was just trying to make it one day at a time. But when you do that for years and years and years and years, it takes a toll on you. This was not a fun season in my life. This is a season in my life that I cried almost every day, and that's not healthy. And this was a season in my life where I just, I'm an ambitious person. I have lots and lots of dreams. And for me it felt like every step forward, I was carrying heavy weights and I was tired and I was burnt out. And this was just a downward spiral. That's not healthy. That's not what we're meant to be. That did not help me to be a better mom. That did not help me to walk in alignment with my purpose. I was very far away from that. I was depressed and anxious, and I was ridden with a lot of guilt because I knew that I was not being the mom that I wanted to be, the mom that I desired to be, the intentional mom like we talked about in February. I was not being that mom, and it just weighed heavily on me. But no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't get unstuck. I couldn't move past where I was at that point in time. Are you getting me? Are you feeling me? Is this you? Okay, so let me know in the comments if this is you, if this resonates with you, if you know what I'm talking about. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. I've shared this story lots of times, but I want to dive deeper into this and look at some of the reasons why I was stuck for so long, because this is something that I haven't shared a lot, is just really unpacking this what I call a symptom of a bigger problem of not getting anything done for an extended period of time, of staying stuck in that place for a long time. What I was dealing with at that time, I was dealing with a lot of unforgiveness. And I was a survivor of trauma. And I knew that I had gone through some stuff. I knew that in my past I had some things that were very painful experiences, but that I had not completely worked through. But it was, again, I had a lot of small children. I was working. And it was hard for me to even find time to sit down and think about what I was really going through. But I finally got to a breaking point. I finally got to a point that my mental health was telling me in order for me to survive, I had to do something. Okay, is that you right now? Is that something that anybody watching this, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been at that very low breaking point that something had to give or you were going to give? And I wasn't going to give in. Okay, I'm a fighter. And, one thing about me being a survivor of trauma is that I know how to fight for my survival. But that thing about me being able to fight for my survival is a strength, but your greatest strength can also be your greatest weakness. That is so true. And that's the mode that I was living in. I had been living in fight or flight mode instead of instead of flourishing and thriving, I was surviving and hanging on by a thread. And that is not who I am. That is not who I was meant to be. That is not my potential. And so what I did to really break free from that, and just in the last couple of years, what I did to break free from that was I really took a step back from, I mean, I couldn't take a step back from motherhood or my responsibilities, but in the little moments that I could squeeze in sometimes it meant getting a babysitter. Sometimes it meant just squeezing in a little time for myself here and there. I really started looking inside myself and asking myself questions about, who do I need to forgive? Am I holding on to any unforgiveness in the things that happen to me, whether it be towards myself or towards other people who may have intentionally or unintentionally hurt me? Because that's a real thing. And, I want to also say something about this too. When I say trauma, a lot of people are victims of trauma, and they may or may not even realize it or admit it, because trauma can be something really devastating, like being a victim of sexual assault, or having survived the death of a spouse, or something really hard happening when you're a child that you couldn't process it at the time, so you're still carrying it around right now to a degree. Even if you try to work on it, there's still layers. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Or it can be something not on such a, that to other people may not seem like it's on the same scale as that, but to you, it's still a painful experience that you are carrying around in your body, that you're carrying around in your heart and in your soul and in your mind. And it's affecting you now day to day. It is affecting you. You can feel it in your body. It is holding you back. You are who I am talking to. And I want to encourage you. Let me just put this out there. If you're not a member of my group, Survival Mode to Successful Moms Moving Beyond Trauma, I would love to have you in my group. And I put these videos in my group, so you may be watching this in my group, or you may be watching this on YouTube or on my personal Facebook page. But if you're not a member of my group, please head over there and join. I want you in this group. It is a safe and encouraging space for all of us to grow. And I just share a lot of exclusive things there that I don't share anywhere else. But what I want to, there's a few other things I want to say before I wrap this video up. And, when we're carrying around these memories, and we are carrying around, and we're just trying to make it from one day at a time, just putting one foot in front of the next foot in front of the next foot. When we're doing that, it can feel like we're working through a web of emotions. When we really truly take that step back and look at ourselves, it's like, where do I even begin working on myself? Can I just give you a step to start working on right now? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. Let me just put that out there right now. But I have been where you are. Let me tell you, one of the first steps I took was really looking at my self-talk, really looking at my inner dialogue. How did I talk to myself? And, that was a clue to me. If I was being really hard on myself, that was something that I could work on, was being aware of that and changing that. And then also I started to work on forgiveness. I started to work on forgiving people. And, and it was a lot of steps that it took me to get to where I am now. And I'm still a work in progress, just like we always are, but I'm nowhere near the Jordan that I was before. And I want to say all that to encourage you that if this is you, if you are that mom stuck in survival mode, stuck with all your baggage, with, not being able to move forward, I want to let you know I'm holding space for you. And, like I said, I'm going to say it again. My last thing I'm going to say, please come and join my group. I would love you to have you there, and I would love to hear your story. And I would love to come alongside you and walk with you and give you the tools that have worked for me in dealing with all this giant web of emotions, so that put me on the path to success that I'm on today. So I'm going to say peace out. I'm going to end this video. I hope you have a great rest of your week.